Hello, hockey and basketball fans. My name is David. Thought I would start this video at 2:51 on the morning of Friday, 7th of April, 2023 North American Easter Time. Thought I would mention that it is Easter. It's Good Friday in the Western Christian calendar. I believe Orthodox Easter is later on this month. So happy Easter to those who are celebrating. So I thought I would do is go to the various Canadian teams. So I'm sure already everyone pretty much already knows. Following the NHL is that the Leafs and Oilers, no later than last week I believe, clinched playoff spots. Leafs clinched home ice advantage via a point earned in an overtime loss against the Bruins. Say more of that on that OT loss a little bit later. The Raptors have clinched a play-in spot. So the question will be whether the Raptors have to play this many games beyond the regular season, or this many games, or win this many games beyond the regular season. That's if they finish 7th or 8th, or if they have to win this many games, both consecutively, to get into a play-in spot, or to get into a playoff spot. So let's see what happens, but definitely some excitement on. The Raptors play on Friday against the Boston Celtics. So yeah, regular season's winding down. I have to see how prepared the Raptors are, because who knows? Play-in is not something the Raptors have ever done. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. And let's see here. So also that Jets-Flames game that ended up being the Flames winning by a country mile, 3-1. And yeah, so basically, when it comes to Canadian NHL teams, the Canucks last weekend were eliminated from getting to qualify for a 2023 playoff spot. The Habs, sometime last week, were eliminated from qualifying. And that leaves Leafs, to be the Jets and Flames as the only Canadian teams whose fates, with respect to in or out of a postseason spot, are still to be determined. But we'll know by next week at the latest what's happened there. So, so I'm very pleased to hear the Leafs clinched home ice advantage for the first round. I was at a family dinner, so I was only able to watch highlights of various games, and I did. The Leafs did play hard, but again, tempting fate in overtime. In the postseason, yes, the Leafs got that crucial point, home ice advantage out of the way. Problem is, Bruins have been a playoff caliber team all season and had been going into that game. They remained so. So what does that mean for the Leafs? Leafs have some work to do on their scoring, on timely scoring. They've got to score more. They got to score more often than just once. Where to go here? Yeah, Leafs scored a goal in the second period, bit over midway through. But that was it. That's not enough. But then again, the Leafs didn't lose in regulation either. It's a concern though, because again, I'm going to just go to that game and just see what's up there. So let's see here about, shots were almost even. Ooh, face-off's not very good. Power play went cold once more. And yeah, gotta work on their PP. And, they took penalties, killed them off. There was no special teams goal that either team scored. But still a problem because, as you know, it's, in the postseason, when goals are often hard to come by, Special teams goals are so important. But the Leafs did not score enough of them. Therefore, they have a lot of work to do. So now I thought I would do is get into the Senators, and this is a crucial game for the Sens to win. And they have lots of physicality and shots, but also no shortage of goals given up. Who's the starting goaltender for the Sens? Give me for a second here. Alright, so let's see here. Merrillainen. Oh! I count a couple of ugly goals. These are among the first two, but the Merrillainen allowed. But it was a goal fest. Ugh. It was bad. A lot of red ink. All across the board. Alright, when it comes to penalties, wow. Brown, DeBrincat, Kastelik, Kachuk, Watson. Alright, so how many were ejected? Alright, yeah, I believe Brady was ejected from the game. Alright, let me just, no, let's go. Oh, never mind. So, I'm going to just go to the summary of the game. The summary for the Leafs game is also available on Sports and on the Sportsnet page. But again, the face-offs were not very good. But this game wasn't even close. All right, let's see how many face-offs. Wow, 60 shots almost, and they didn't. Sens lost. Wow, and yet scored 2 goals. Panthers had a red hot PP. I don't see any shorthand goals scored by either team. Yes, Barkov. Oh, -1. Sens PP was a -1 in terms of goals scored and allowed. The Sens allowed a goal on their own PP. Yeah. The Panthers went to town. In the first period and second period, the Panthers really went to town. 2 PP goals. Yeah, that's right. And, yeah, Ridley Gregg. But by then, it was too late. And, oh, look at the penalties here. Fighting ones. Catholics and Smith. Then you have, high stick was kind of one of the stupidest penalties to take. Roughing. And then 10 minute misconduct, after which Austin would get to return. Patrick Brown, Ratto Gudas, I don't know, Drake Batherson, Brady Kachuk, Mark Stahl, the Panthers, was ejected. Oh, wait, right. Oh, yeah. Brady Kachuk, and in a slightly under 8.5 minutes into the third period, was ejected from the game. Let's see how many suspensions these players get, but however many they are, it was, that game was ugly in more ways than one. And just going to look at the standings for a moment here. So where do I go? To the wild card standings. I'm going to go. All right, so let's go in the Eastern Conference. Oh, yeah. The Sens are out. They've lost 4 straight games, factoring in all types of losses. NHL just look at. Oops. The NHL, on the NHL website, simply looks at. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can get that to work. Alright, Doesn't show which teams have been eliminated, only those that have clinched. Alright, so we're going to go to Ottawa. Okay, it only shows us one loss. It only shows if it's a loss is in regulation. Whereas for the Leafs, it shows that there was a loss in overtime or a shootout. Well, it was an overtime loss. Leafs have only played 3 games that have gone to shootouts. And, well, who knows how many more Leafs are going to play. So, yeah, it's, Sens are out. Joining, instead of Leafs and Oilers, the Habs, and Canucks as being out. To be determined will be the Jets and Flames, but again, the Flames have played one more game, and therefore, probably, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to find out. So, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it was a nice run whilst it lasted, but, man, oh man, the penalties just didn't stop coming. Let's see what happens with the Senders. But man, oh man, these Sens are out. But again, it was a nice run whilst it lasted. Indeed, I didn't think the Sens would accomplish so much, or at least get anywhere near a playoff spot, or at least play meaningful games. They did, and it's kind of sad that the Leafs will be the only Eastern Canadian team to qualify for playoff action. Hey, that's not so bad. At least they're the Western one. At least there's one. The Oilers, that's to be determined. The Leafs one is locked up. And let's see if on the Stanley Cup playoff page, if the dates are already set. Let's see what we can do. So, if it is, if there's any info, because of the Leafs having clinched home ice advantage, and the Tampa Bay Lightning having clinched otherwise a top 3 divisional spot. So, we go here. At least we know the date, or at least we know the order of games to be played. Games 1 through 4, with the 5th, 6th, and 7th games as necessary. So Scotiabank Arena for the first 2, Amalie Arena in Tampa for 2. So the Leafs need to do a better job on the road, but the Sens are well out. We'll have to see though. But as far as I know, it was a rough game. The Leafs-Bruins game is a lot tighter than the Sens-Panthers one. Sens got, well, figuratively speaking, mauled in South Florida. Man, oh man, these Sens just... Physicality, they showed up. But maybe they overdid it a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to definitely look forward to we're going to another family dinner on Friday. So I don't know how much of the how many sports, how many Canadian teams I'll be watching or I'll get to watch. I don't really care. At least I'm getting out. I'll have plenty of time to watch hockey, basketball, and maybe at a bare minimum, Leafs and Oilers will be in postseason action. To be determined will be the exact series. The only thing we do know is that the Leafs will be playing the first pairing of games in their own building. That's right. Scotiabank Arena. You want to get tickets? They could sell out fast. Of course, the date's to be determined, so tickets may not be on sale just yet. Not that I necessarily will get tickets for that game. I like to watch it on TV, thank you very much. I'll get to do that, see what happens. And yeah. So if you like the video, I do encourage you to give a thumbs up. You never know. I mean, I do YouTube as a hobby. I'm not here to make money, just to do it as a hobby, because I like to reach out to people in different ways. If you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. Indeed, if you do subscribe, you'll get more timely notification of videos I put out than if you don't subscribe. Of course, subscribing is up to you. I would also like to reiterate that I'd also like to end off by mentioning that I try to put out videos at least every other week, whether short or long. And on that note, I'm going to say good night and go Leafs go.